How's it going, guys? It's been a long time since I've seen all of you. I've been busy and occupied doing other things aside from YouTubing and building crazy snowcats and whatnot. But as promised, I wanted to update you guys on registration for Overkill. Now, if you go back to day 15 in the Overkill build, um, you may remember the letter that I went over and the package of information that I sent off to the state. I'm going to read a letter I got from them, and I'll put it up on the screen so you can gather around like little kids and read along with me if you so desire. So, now note that they got this back they replied to me on the 10th of December, and I sent that packet in on the 18th of September. So there's kind of a little bit of a lag there. So it says, regarding assembled vehicle VIN to be determined, to process your transaction, we need the following. Our information shows that this is an assembled trailer. If this is an assembled trailer, fill out and return a certificate of ownership for an assembled light trailer or heavy trailer, and the form number is there. Be sure to include the year the trailer was completed. They also said that they need to assign a vehicle identification number to this vehicle, and then I had to set up an appointment at a DMV office to do the assignment. And then they said they are returning this transaction to me unprocessed, and then they want me to mail it back in when I get all the correct forms and whatnot. So then comes up the next order of business, which is to try to find an appointment. Trying to find an appointment at a DMV during the pandemic close to me that's open proved to be an absolute nightmare. I started looking, and the DMV closest to me, the first appointment is in like March, and then on some of the ones that were further out, we're talking like June or July, which is absolutely ridiculous. So I started looking at some of the smaller cities in the drop-down menus for scheduling an appointment, and ended up finding a next day appointment available at the Woodburn office, which is about 50 miles from me. So I said, whatever, let's do it. And I got all my paperwork prepared, and I went down there not knowing what to expect. You know, I thought that they would just assign the VIN, and then I walk out of there empty-handed, and I have to mail everything back in like it says in the letter. However, the awesome people there were so interested in the actual projects that I've been working on and the YouTube channel that they said, we're just going to make this happen today. So I don't know if that's normal or whatever the case may be, but they went above and beyond. So my appointment was at 9:30. I got there at like 9:15. They let me in right away. They came out and inspected the trailer, and then just had all kinds of questions about where did you get all this stuff. And it was kind of, to me, it just seems normal, but I guess to other people, some of the stuff that I do might be a little bit odd. So anyhow, they took me back in there, and the manager at the DMV there went above and beyond to get me some plates today and the registration today rather than wait another 14 weeks. So shout out to them. I was in there at 9:15, and I walked out at 10:45 with plates. And then he came out and stuck a VIN tag on the trailer itself. They clean off a spot on the inside of the frame rails and then put a VIN tag on there. So got that done, and then I think I have another photo I can show, throw up on the screen here and show you what the fees were that were associated with that. So there was a plate manufacturing fee for $12. The VIN inspection was $7. Heavy vehicle title was $90, and then the registration for the heavy trailer was $10 for a total of $119. And that's a permanent plate, heavy trailer plate. There's one thing you should know, though, that if you're here in Oregon and you're going to do something like this and make a heavy trailer, you have to own either a motorhome or a vehicle that has a T plate, which is a truck plate, to be able to tow that. If you get caught or pulled over by law enforcement and you're towing a heavy trailer with a vehicle other than something with a motorhome plate or a T plate, which is a truck plate, you can get big fines because the weight ratios are wrong. So usually when you get a T plate, the truck has a minimum tow rating of, say, 10,000 pounds or something like that. I think that's what it starts off at, but don't quote me on that. So just as long as you have, a truck with a T plate or a vehicle with a T plate or a motorhome, you qualify to pull one of those permanent plated heavy trailers down the road. Now, it doesn't mean you should go out and buy a 30,000 pound 53-foot semi trailer and hook it up to your LMTV and start yarding that thing around, because I would assume that something that long would be just a handful for FMTV or an LMTV. I'm sure they would do it, but I don't know. It just seems, dangerous to me, but that's just my personal opinion. Some of you might be more skilled at driving these trucks than I am. So, but other than that, guys, I think that's probably going to be it for this episode. Like I said, I promised I would update you on the registration and how that went. If you have any questions about this process, leave them down in the comments below, and I'll try to get back to you. Aside from that, things at work, at my hourly wage gig, started to slow down quite a bit, so I decided to take some more time off and then come back in the new year when things pick up again. I just don't like being around there when they're bouncing people here and there and to this job or to that job and stuff. It's just easier to wait until things pick up, and they do every year around February or March, and I'll go back at that point. I may have one more small project that both Willow and I will be working on, possibly together. She sold her snowmobile, and I was in disbelief at how many responses she got. She put it up for basically the same price she paid for it, and people were flipping out trying to get this snowmobile. So the first guy that showed up looked it over really well and took it. So I don't know what the deal is, if there's a shortage of snowmobiles or if the price has gone drastically up since we bought one. I mean, she bought it in, I believe, 2015, and I just don't understand what the what the heck the deal was. Why people were fighting over this thing. Anyhow, that's a side story, and there might be another small project coming up, like I said. So you have to stay tuned and see if we actually get that underway this year, or maybe we'll do it in the spring and use it next winter. It is a type of a vehicle that can be used for snow travel, and they're pretty popular. And I think they've been beat to death on YouTube, but what the heck? Why not throw one up on this channel? But other than that, guys, I hope you guys are staying safe, taking care of each other, and as always, I'll catch you next time. Take care. See you later. Bye-bye.